What's up guys, this is Ollie and it's time for part number 2 of our walkthrough videos for the Ranaklu adventure. It happens to be one of the easier ones, or rather I guess I just happen to have all the units that are good together with Ranaklu in higher rarities, so it's relatively easy for me to run through these. I hope it's the same for most of you. Without further ado, let's take a look at encounter number 1 out of the rare encounter. So here we have it. We can see I already did this before with a perfect score, but I had to do it again for you guys because my phone is acting up. It's a bit weird. So this time I'm doing it even faster than the first time around. So I'm just thinking about what's the right strategy here. So let's skip the unit selection. I'm kicking things off. I'm thinking about where do I want to have everybody end up. So important it is to move Grandma to the front, so Grandma can get like a little bit of skeleton party going. And then the other thing is you should first attack with Queen Akeshru. I messed this up both times at this level. I don't know why I can't do this properly. But then you can basically move in. Here is the gigantic attack of Ranaklu. We have infinite shades on the board. Then I'm checking how much is the lifesteal doing, just to make 100% sure that I'm going to take out the stronger unit here. Yet another skeleton. And that's basically it. I mean, yes, it's not officially over, but we can already see where this is going. This is going to be a relatively straightforward affair. Infinite attacks, then it's my turn again, and now I don't even have to think for long. I'm just going, yeah, okay, let's pull the trigger on Akio. And that's that. So, relatively easy. I'm still doing quests on the side for the festival. That takes us straight to rare encounter number 2. This time we have to deploy Dark Heroes, so we got a lot of choice. We got the entire Caven Realm, and on top of that we also happen to have the guys from the Waning Moon. So that gives us, like I said, a lot of choice. This level, I know, I've played this in a past adventure. I liked this quite a bit because there was a lot of strategy, making sure that you're not getting hit by the archers and being quick enough. So again, unit selection is the hardest part, although it's pretty straightforward because you already see that line of units that is just waiting for Akeshru to take a shot at them. And then it's just like, who are we playing? Are we going for Akio or are we not going for Akio? In the end, I decided that Grandma Bones is probably the better option here. So with that is basically my starting squad. And like I said, I had played this level before in another adventure, and I still remembered what like the most important things were. So you want to set everybody up with some darkness, then you can move in with Umanu, take everybody out. Now you have infinite shades on the board, and now this is not much of a question at this point. We can take an attack here with Granny, and then we don't want to go for the shade for the summon that is basically incapacitated this turn around, because we can just take it out next turn. So we see infinite attacks, and that's already it. So relatively straightforward affair. This is rare encounter number 2. On to the next one. Rare encounter number 3 requires us to play dark units and mages, so this is a big limitation. You can only get a perfect score if you happen to have Grandma Bones and Queen Akeshru. This is one of the most interesting encounters because, I mean, it's pretty straightforward who you have to play if you got those units, but then you really have to put some work in. Where do I attack? What is my line of attack? So the first thing that you need to figure out is where can Ranaklu go? In which direction? That's one thing. What do you want to do with Granny? And also make sure that Granny does not get hit by one of the archers. So you need to create some shades or some skeletons. And then the third thing that you also need to figure out, of course, is where do I attack with Queen Akeshru. So basically I went the map up and down for a little bit, thought about this, what are the best options, and then in the end I felt like, okay, I think I got this down. So we are kicking things off. At first I thought, well, let's move somebody else in, but no, you need to put Ranaklu in this position. So I made a tiny mistake. I'm going to explain it in just a second. I thought that it makes a lot of sense to attack in this direction, but I actually wanted the dragon to go down and then attack with Ranaklu to the top. That would have been a lot better. So now I'm attacking downwards because I want to basically fill out the spot to the bottom. This is a bit of a mistake, and we will see why in just a second. So now look at this, the Frost Sorceress is going to die to a lifesteal here, and I'm also putting Granny in the bush, or in the shrub, so she doesn't get taken out. And we see this is where my dream ended because Ranaklu just took a little bit of damage. Or so I thought, because this is a different level than most of the other levels we have seen before, where it says that to get a perfect score, none of your units can take any damage. So on this particular level, it's very, very different. You can take damage. The exception is you just need to be at 100 health at the end of the level. I did not know this. I'm being like perfectly honest with you guys. I was going for the kill here. I thought like, oh yeah, we need to do a second attempt. Then I just felt like, okay, there's nothing else we can do, so just move Ranaklu onto the healing spot. And now you can see that Ranaklu is now back on full health. And that means that we can actually get the perfect score in this level despite getting hit before. I didn't even realize this. I thought like, oh, this is a mistake. It's not. This is how you can get a perfect score. Just heal Ranaklu up after you got hit. That takes us straight back to rare encounter number 4. We need to get a lightning victory and deploy dark heroes again. So relatively straightforward, relatively easy to fulfill. And this is another level that I have seen before. I think it was in Shun's adventure. So again, there's a lot of thinking going on. Where do I need to attack? There was a big difference back in Shun's adventure. There was a golem here or a summon on this spot, so we could basically block this spot with Ranaklu. That is not the case this time around. That at least is how I remembered this level from last time. After lots of thought, this is the lineup I was going for. Again, Queen Akeshru is my opening move. I just love the opening with Queen Akeshru. And then we can follow it up with Umanu. We can even give a bit of a timeout to one of the summons here on the left side. We also create a lot of darkness, obviously. You can already see where this is going. This is going to be a shade party like you've never seen before. And now we need to block the left side to make sure that we're not getting hit. We can kind of ignore the sorceress. And again, my lifesteal. This time around, I was like, is this a joke? Do I do exactly 224? Yes, I am. So this is 100% the amount of damage that I need to do. Now we block the left side. There's not going to be an attack coming in from the left side. We cannot connect with the right side, but it doesn't matter because Ranaklu can go to the bottom. And now we got shades everywhere. The opponent is either going to summon something or they're going to focus on the shades. And that means we're going to have a hell of a good time here. And we can just like go ham on these opponents right here. We can see that very, very easily. So Akio is tanking a bit of XP for once in his life. Very hard to level this unit. And then we can go in with Ranaklu because my Queen Akeshru is maxed out. And that means we do get a lightning victory. And hey, it's a new festival quest that I'm doing damage for. The last rare encounter again requires us to play lightning victory, get a lightning victory and deploy mages. It's one of the harder ones because I had to try it twice. My problem the first time, or my mistake, was that I didn't focus enough on Corrin, and the active of Corrin was then able to deal damage to some of my units. The thing is that you feel like Queen Akeshru should do the special on the bottom, but that's a mistake. You don't want to do that. You instead want to go in for Tim Tim, put Granny in the middle. That gives you a lot of summons and a perfect setup. And after that, you need to focus all your offensive efforts on Corrin and make sure that Corrin is not going to do any damage to you. Otherwise, you're obviously not getting for the perfect score. So we get it not super lucky with the frogs, but we do have enough frogs here, and now it's back to life stealing. Grandma Bones, such a reliable unit, and we're almost done here. There's just one enemy left standing, and obviously he cannot do much against this overwhelming army, and that's already it. So that's it for the rare encounters at the adventure this time around. Like I said before, they are relatively straightforward. I would say that this seems to be one of the easier adventures out of the adventures I've seen so far, and I don't mind that at all. Either it means that my Caven Realm squad is like strong enough, or that just the level design is very much in line with how I like to play my levels. Hope it's the same for you guys. Of course, there's going to be another video this time. We're going to be covering the epic and legendary encounters. If this is the first video you've seen on this channel, there's a couple more from past adventures, from of course this adventure, and then there's infinite guides that help you play better in PvP or really understand the ins and outs of Rivengard, like how to master Treasure Beach and get more gold there. So if you like this kind of video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, enter my code because you get 100 extra gems, and then you can become a better player with those 100 extra gems. They're gonna buy you like some equipment or something. And I'll see you very soon, either here or in the arena. Take care, guys. And a perfect setup. And after that, you need to focus